everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Dual Destinies. We are starting the second day of the trial for case number 2, at last. I don't know how long this will go, but you know, we're almost done. That's awesome, right? And then after this, I will probably play the DLC case instead of the third case, just because timeline-wise, I think the DLC case comes between case 2 and 3, I think. But yeah, that's the plan right now. Probably a while before I get to the DLC, but figure I'd just give you guys a heads up. So let's get moving. Well, that took quite a while for it to load. What? No pep talk? Okay. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor.
Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt.
As chipper as ever, I see. And in French, no less. And the prosecution? Very well then. By the by, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it.
Looks like the judge is really bringing it today.
You probably realize how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says.
Yeah, His Honor has to fight to defend his honor today.
Your baldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. Oh god. I have? I don't know if I say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess. Oh my god. The crown jewels of the court? Now, at long last, you are within your grasp. They are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception. Just this once.
Here we go again.
Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. Ahem. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that...
Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum.
The victim, Alderman Cubey, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that... the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and the anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Cubey's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought into light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof on the third party who had escaped the room. Ergo? Well, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Hey! Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You're truly outdone yourself this time. Excuse me. Oh! One more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this is not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks? Weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh! Yes, of course. I had suspected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony, then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenma Taro farce. Witness testimony? I'll bet he means Filch and that creep LBelle. Very well then. Bailiff, could you bring in the first witness? Sure thing. Ah no, it's you. Mr. Filch, you made quite a hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today.
Been known for my hasty retreats since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine.
Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs to slip.
Like those amateurs could ever nab me, eh? Yipes!
Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place.
Yipes! No, please. I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running.
Oh dear. Your statement, now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may beat a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell.
Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as you give up easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime.
Tenma Taro's really that little maid girl. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenma Taro I saw was just a little thing, about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen her when she came into the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the forbidden chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my false reputation. I just know it.
So Tenma Taro was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along.
You betcha. Besides, all the rest in the manor were way taller than her. Feigning height is but an easy thing.
But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tenma Taro impersonator was walking on their knees?
What no knee walking? I seen it myself.
Then perhaps the yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are not but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Excuse me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Oh, Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally. The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are, no doubt, partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Okie dokie. What we gotta do now is present the Forbidden Chamber key at the statement about her going to the Forbidden Chamber, because that's not possible. Here we go. That can't be possible because the key's been with Damien.
Objection!
It would seem that Tenma Taro was, in fact, not this innocent little girl.
Huh? How'd you figure that?
You claimed the Tenma Taro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenma Taro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. What? But then who does the defense believe was the impersonating Tenma Taro? Our Tenma Taro impersonator is none other than Maya Tenma's aide.
Objection.
Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well, let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of Tenma Taro's impersonator. No problemo. Yeah, let me present my badge.
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Tenma Taro took one of the staves out of here. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But, Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. No need for that, your baldness. We have the prints of everyone of the manor that day. You call, Professor Prosecutor Blackquill! Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command! Very well, then. I guess we'll just wait right here. It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world? They're Florent LBelle's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackquill? I'm not gonna like this, am I? Don't tell me. They're Tenma Taro's prints! Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to Phineas Filch.
Objection!
Wait. What? What?!
Then Mr. LBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself now! Sure. Them prints aren't mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. LBelle after all.
So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yipes! You, fool of a tanuki.
Fool of a took! Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean? Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean the Tenma Taro holding that staff was Phineas Filch?
Yipes! Another cat out of the bag!
Mr. Filch is Tenma Taro? I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? The witness will explain himself this instant.
Begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the old man told me. He wanted me to be Tenma Taro in the village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean that event at the Ninetales Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Tenma Taro costume?
Yep, and after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program.
But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match.
That's when I looked at the Temotaro costume and got an idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And 'cause of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you used the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place?
'Cause of the treasure there. I thought that was my big chance to sneak on in and nab it.
Treasure?
Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpapa told me all about it. Said there's some amazing treasure in there.
He went in there not knowing his grandfather already pilfered it?
Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson.
Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten it.
I could through the air vent in the foyer. The vents left through the old man's picture. I went on in and made a nice little hole. Used that to get into the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber, I did.
What?
But how is that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber's vent?
So Tenmotaro was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather, a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than a big troublemaker.
Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of that costume right quick. We were just causing trouble at that point.
And where is that costume now?
Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor.
What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah! No way! But maybe, just maybe. The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? Good luck, put the window. Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that? I can think of a few reasons.
Any bright ideas, Apollo?
Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves you got rid of your Temotaro costume through the window. The special edition paper.
Take that!
Ah, that's Tenmotaro flying through the sky? And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple. That's not Tenmotaro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out.
Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are ya?
There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tenmotaro really was a flight of fancy. What?
Yikes!
Oh my! So there really never was a yokai.
I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume?
This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise an objection? Excuse me. Care to raise an objection, Prosecutor Blackwell?
None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy tanuki after I've dealt with this case.
Oh dear. We did it.
Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Objection. Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not?
Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little tanuki for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the forbidden chamber? Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent. And what are the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
But the forbidden chamber doesn't open from the inside, so what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right? Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Hold it!
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side? Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look on the account of the sudden glare. Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid gal spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall.
That means the forbidden chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered.
Wait. We still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the fox chamber.
Objection!
Well... I am sorry. I do my recordings in the morning because it's my only quiet time, but that's also mean I get really tired. Well, your little tanuki? When the forbidden chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail. If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. Oh, don't tell me. Plainly, the only one who could have opened the forbidden chamber was the accused Damien Tenma. Ugh!
Wait a second! There had to be somebody else besides me at Tenma there!
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
Objection!
It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details.
Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact.
Sorry, guess I put my foot in my mouth again.
No, Athena, we're definitely on to something here.
We are?
Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the forbidden chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand, someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the forbidden chamber, and by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Ah, not that insufferable. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up? Mr. Prettyface.
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Ah! Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here, neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking into the forbidden chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know. Ah, shucks. Mercy, your honorship, mercy. Ah! I also assert that the person who opened the forbidden chamber was for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle, After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication. I see. We will take a 20-minute recess, after which time we will see what Mr. LBelle has to say for himself. Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LBelle about these new allegations. Boom.
We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LBelle into court!
Yeah.
Hey, why the long face?
I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack.
You really are a worrywart, aren't you? You'll be fine! That mystery figure who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LBelle.
I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though.
At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo!
Oh god, why does he have green hair and purple suit? Oh no. Court is back in session. Our next witness is... the Joker. Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apology. This is Florent LBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your baldness. Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. To think I be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not, so may I go now. I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
Shh. Please. I don't think so, Mr. LBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you committed? Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry. You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Peasant! How dare you accuse me? One of the beautiful people in the world.
Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime!
Silence!
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests on our hands. Begone, ye cowardly of heart. The battlefield hath no place for ye. Again? Oh my! Spare me, please! So much for sturdier shackles. Ah! Those chains hinder my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know what I speak of. You know of what I speak. Ah! Most certainly! His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess. I rushed right over to the fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drumroll please, I saw Mayor Tenma opening the forbidden chamber doors.
But...
There you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who is barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jixie. I killed the alderman. That's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there. Shit. He confessed? Order in the court! This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you.
No way! I don't believe Mr. LBelle heard the mayor confessed.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's... This is LBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mr. Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala. A splendid time to guarantee for all but the mayor and his defense. Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime. And we're going to stop right here and listen to this guy's ridiculous testimony in the next video. I'll see you guys then. That's how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says.
Yeah, his honor has to fight to defend his honor today.
Your baldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. Oh god. I have? I don't know if I say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess. Oh my god. The crown jewels of the court? Now, at long last, you are within your grasp. They are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception. Just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that... The victim, Alderman Cubey, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that... The Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and the anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Cubey's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought into light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof on the third party who had escaped the room. Ergo? Well, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Hey! Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You're truly outdone yourself this time. You've... Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Dual Destinies. We are starting the second day of the trial for case number 2, at last. I don't know how long this will go, but we're almost done. That's awesome, right? And then after this, I will probably play the DLC case instead of the third case, just because timeline-wise, I think the DLC case comes between case 2 and 3, I think. But yeah, that's the plan right now. Probably a while before I get to the DLC, but figure I'd just give you guys a heads up. So let's get moving. Well, that took quite a while for it to load. What? No pep talk? Okay. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor.
Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt.
As chipper as ever, I see. And in French, no less. And the prosecution? Very well then. By the by, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it.
Looks like the judge is really bringing it today.
You probably realize